Massachusetts masking up? The new requirement for everyone to wear masks in public has now been in effect for about a week. The CDC has now delivered another reason why people should wear masks. The CDC now says that masks can protect you in addition to protecting others around you.
It is common sense that bolsters Governor Baker's position that everyone should wear face coverings and that people who don't should face fines. So how's that going? WBZ's Beth Germano checked it out.
It's now part of like the uniform, and do you have one? Do you have one in the car? Do you have one in your backpack? So you're constantly like shuffling these things.
Rich Rowland is referring to the mask, and many still struggle with wearing one.
We want to have our freedom back, take these things off, live free, but we have to.
And with an updated order from Governor Baker, Massachusetts residents need to wear one at all times in public places, even if social distancing is possible.
To me, this is just psychological warfare.
A mandate that's not sitting well with Lauren Craig.
The virus has a 99.98% chance recovery rate, so we're going to lock down a whole society for something that has a 99.98% chance recovery rate.
But Winthrop's public health director has a different perspective, where there have been 228 new cases just in the last few weeks, and the new mandate has added to the burden of enforcement.
People sometimes like to buck mandates, so we try to, bring in the science behind it and why it's important, especially because we have such high case counts right now.
The town of Winthrop does have a part-time COVID enforcement officer, but the public health director says it's not enough to do the kind of enforcement that is needed.
We also are chasing COVID at the same time. So that's really why we're asking people to take this seriously.
In Chelsea, where COVID rates are also high, Captain Keith Houghton says officers are doing random checks, even offering masks out of their cruisers for those who need them.
We have a policy of education before enforcement. We've had some glitches with some businesses, minor, that we've just educated them.
Communities are still trying to drive home the message that a small thing can make a big impact. Beth Germano, WBZ News.
Now, Massachusetts is one of 34 states with a mask mandate, and there's also one in place in the nation's capital. But the punishment for not wearing a mask doesn't even come close to what we see in other countries. For example, the German government has collected more than $3.5 million in penalties for mask violations, at times fining people up to $5,000 a pop. And Qatar has what may be the world's harshest punishment. If you get caught without a mask in Qatar, you could go to jail for 3 years and get a fine of more than $50,000.
All righty.
They're not messing around there.
I guess they're not. Wow.